Welcome back, guys. So today we've got another mail call from Uncle B. This is part of my point and shoot series. I'm going to do reviews on different point and shoots that I have. I wanted to go over this one, which is the FujiFilm Discovery 270 zoom date. And these can be found on eBay right now for 25 bucks if you want to get it with the box and everything. And without the box, you can find them for under 10 bucks. That's a good deal for everything that this comes with. So this camera came with the box, and all the inserts and everything's still in it. You still got the 90s rebate, and all the paperwork that came with it originally. Came with the manual and everything. And it even came with a box of film. But it expired back in '97, so I'm probably not going to use this film with this camera because I can't control the ISO. I won't be able to push or pull it, so I'm probably going to use this in another camera. But here it is. So it has a lot of features for a compact. It has a remote, it has panoramic, and I'm going to go over all the features in the video. So this camera, as you can see, has some digital features to it. So it's called the 270 zoom date because of this feature of being able to put the date on your film. Back in the 1940s on the old Kodak vest pocket cameras, they had what was called an autographic model, where you'd use a stylus and you could go through the back of the camera, pull down the latch, and actually write your name or the date using a stylus onto the film. And I think this was kind of the digital answer to that. It's pretty cool. It still says 1991 on there, but that's probably the factory setting. First, let's set the date that's going to appear on the film. You can set it to nothing if you don't want the date on there. So you hold down the mode button and the year will start blinking. Okay, so I'm going to change the settings using this pin. You can probably use a pin, but because it was too hard I couldn't get in there. This will only go up to 2020, so I can use this camera up until then, I guess, and then just turn off the date mode. But there we go, I put 19. Let's go to the next thing, press mode. Today's date. What's today's date? Now it goes to the time. Alright, so there we go. So the date is set, and that will appear on the pictures. And if you don't want that, you could just change the mode to off if you don't want the date on your pictures, but for now I'd like the date on my pictures just for this video. After each time you press the shutter to take a picture, this will say print. See, it says print up there, and that's letting you know that at that moment the date is being printed on the film. So the battery is back here. It's a CR123A 3-volt battery. Lithium battery that you can get on Amazon in a 6-pack for 10 bucks nowadays still. So now I'm gonna load the film, and I've decided to go with Kodak Gold 200. That's always my go-to. So this is an automatically winding camera, so you just put the film in there and it'll wind it for you. Put the film in down there. You see the numbers? And there we go. 36 exposures. It's all set to shoot. That was really easy. You don't have to worry about advancing it incorrectly. It does it for you. So the first thing I always do before I shoot is record it in my notebook so that when I get the pictures back I can look back at my notes and know what I did wrong since I'm learning. Also I can write down any opinions or anything that went wrong with the camera or anything I want to remember later. So I'm going to write down that this is the FujiFilm Discovery, and the film I put in there is Kodak Gold 200, and there's 36 exposures. That way too it helps me keep track of when I send in multiple rolls of film to the lab. It helps me keep track of which camera went to which roll of film, and that way I can identify them by my description. So now let's go shoot with it. So the markings inside the viewfinder, the large square tells you what's going to be inside the picture. That's for the regular 35mm frame. And then the smaller rectangle in there is for when you're in panorama view. And when you're less than 3 feet away, whatever's inside that parallax correction will be what's in the frame. I'm going to try panorama mode for these 3 trees to see what I can get in the shot. To set it to panorama, you push in this button and put it down to P. And try to get the sky in there. I'm going to try another angle. The way that this works, obviously, is it's not true panoramic. It just blocks the top and the bottom of the frame out to make it look panoramic. So you have to make sure everything that you want to be in the picture is in that rectangle. So now we're going to try the zoom feature. It's got a 35 to 70mm lens on it, so it can zoom pretty nice. So when you zoom, you press this button, and the lens retracts. Try taking a picture of this tree over here. And the flash went off, so that was good. I'm going to try the wide angle. So it'll retract all the way back to 35mm now. For wide angle. And I'm going to try. I'm going to try a shot of the sky up there. So it detracts. And if I want to take it in portrait style, I have to remember that the flash has to be right side up. And that's what I want to do to get the trees in. I want to get the whole tree in the picture. Now to do autofocus, you press the shutter button slightly, and if you're too close to the subject, a green light will blink to let you know to back up. See the green button flashing? It means I'm too close to my subject. I gotta make sure everything is inside the box. That tree over there. Might even be able to get all 3. So now we're inside for the low lighting, because I want to demonstrate how the flash works. Now the LED screen here, it's showing how many pictures are left, but when you press the flash button back here, you can choose red eye reduction. So if you're taking a picture of people, and then this one is flash. For this shot, I want to get my dad's John Lennon drawing that he drew when he was a teenager. So now I set it up on a tripod. See if we can get a portrait of my cat. I don't want to be in the picture. You've probably noticed I'm never in the video because right now I'm on medication that kind of made my face swell up, so that's why you won't see me on the video. I want to demonstrate how the remote works. So you take the remote off of its case, and the button's back there. So we're going to press the self-timer remote button, and it should show up in the LED screen. So we're going to take a picture of Jasmine using this remote. There it goes, see it blinking? And the cat's probably blind now. So that's how the remote works. And then the self-timer would work the same way. You would put it on self-timer mode to get in the picture. The light would flash. Okay, so now that the film is done, it's wound itself back up, and it says E for empty. So now we're going to unload the film. Now if there was any reason that you needed to take the film out mid-roll, like in the middle of shooting and it's not done, but you want to waste it anyway, you needed to wind up, you would stick a pin in the hole under here, and that would wind it up for you. So I'm going to turn it off. And now that the film is done, it's safe to take it out. Press the button back here, and it comes right out. It came right out. So let's put it away and get it ready for the lab. So on the instructions, in the instruction manual, it says when you have a mixed roll of panoramic and standard that you should put a note inside with the cartridge. I'm not sure if that's still necessary or not, but I'm going to do it anyway just in case. I guess that's to let the lab know when they print them out that there's panoramic and standard pictures on the roll so that they don't cut them off. So I put a note in there with that, and they're ready to go off to the lab. You have already seen the shots, so hopefully you liked them. Hopefully you'll watch my other point and shoot reviews to come, because I have several as I showed you in the video earlier. Let me know in the comments below if you have one and if you like it. So please give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate that, and thank you if you already have. Holy crap! These birds are fighting majorly. Oh no. Man. Kill him in my yard, please. Kill him in my yard. So let's say, ooh, that was bad. Outtake number 2. I'm just going to have to do with this because she's not cooperating. Oh, don't you pluck my couch. No. No. Don't you pluck. You stay there and be a good girl.